Indeed, a great pleasure for all of us to see that our scientists from different institutes and also staff from KVK universities, they are participating in quite large number. I can see in some of the institutes, the whole committee room or the auditorium is almost full. So this is the second lecture in the series, or rather third lecture, if I say, including the one which I started to initiate the lecture series. And today's lecture will be delivered by Dr. Jha, Dr. Shamnarayan Jha, who is DDG Agriculture Engineering in headquarters. Of course, I shall not take much time of yours to introduce Dr. Jha, because Dr. Jha is known to all of you. And Dr. Jha will be speaking on activities, aspirations, and action plan for agriculture engineering in the whole council. So friends, this lecture series, as I mentioned, are going to be extremely important in revitalizing or reshaping, identifying new research areas, new action plans for the whole council. And that's why I requested each one of you to please attend, and not only attend, you please give your constructive suggestions, your very, very valuable feedback, which will help not only agriculture engineering, for example, today, but also the whole council. And I thank each one of you for kindly joining. And of course, now I shall invite Dr. Jha to make the presentation. And once the presentation is over, we shall request all of you to give your suggestions or feedback. So Dr. Jha, now the screen is yours. Over to Dr. Jha, please.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. It is indeed a great privilege to present before the whole ICR and SAU systems. And friends, this is actually, you can say the Man Ki Baat. Many things used to come in the mind, which I will speak for betterment of not only in agriculture, but ICR also. As DDG sir desired that what reform and changes in ICR system should come. So whatever is coming in my mind, that I will speak. So the profile of the SMD, this SMD is the one of the smallest, you can say, 5 institutes presently are having, that is CIE, CFET, INFET, Kolkata, CIRCOT, Mumbai, and newly renamed institute is the NISA, National Institute of Secondary Agriculture, Ranchi. Number of scientists presently in position are 191 out of 300 post-sanction posts in this SMD, 217 only are the engineering discipline scientists. Others are multidisciplinary scientists. Number of AICRPs are 6, AINPs are 2, and CRPs are 4. Number of scientists in AICRP and AINP together is almost 261. Number of technical and administrative supporting staffs. In bracket is a sanction post, and before bracket it is a field post. Administration 114, technical 225, and supporting 79 out of 147. In addition to these work, the SMD also look after and take all the formality of BIS, of Food and Agriculture Division of Bureau of Indian Standards. Also, since 5-6 years, very badly engaged in CRM projects of Department of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, and handling many projects of national importance of Department of Consumer Affairs, that is FCI, CWC, and also associated with mostly project and work of Ministry of Food Processing Industries, and especially the food testing laboratory establishment throughout country. With the help of this SMD, around 40 food testing laboratory, most of them are more. Yes, sir. सुनाई दे रहा है?
आपका स्क्रीन नहीं विजिबल है सर।
स्क्रीन तो विजिबल
दिख रहा है नहीं साफ दिखाई दे रहा है स्क्रीन
दिख रहा है विजिबल है is visible. Okay. So Ministry of Food Testing Laboratory we established around 40 with the funding from the Ministry of Food Processing. Also, first time we have determined the processing level at national level with the help of MOFPA and loss assessment of post-harvest loss assessment have also been carried out. So 3 products and their impact during the last 3 years. Tractor operated sugarcane settling planter, 13 units exported to Philippines, 32 numbers have been sold, and area covered is 107,000 hectares. It is fully commercialized. And Makhana seeds popping and decortation machine, it is fully commercialized. 3 licenses, 4 licenses, one have got actually also renewed their license. Green crematorium were developed, and it is licensed, and more than 100 units in Western India, particularly Maharashtra, have been installed and it is functioning. In 2020-21, pneumatic precision planter of PGNP is fully commercialized. Total number we could not gather, but it is being utilized by almost everyone. New products, that is process of extraction of protein isolates from deboiled cakes of soybean and groundnut. It has been licensed to 4 entrepreneurs. Here I would like to highlight our Honorable Prime Minister were telling most of the time, giving the example of these wild seed cake, that our 100% wild seed cakes after animal feed are exported, and then 100% protein isolates are being imported in our country. And it is very high cost for protein isolate. Our scientists have developed, and 4 entrepreneurs have taken the license. We have also applied for US patent, and recently we have obtained the Indian patent granted. Instrumental grading system for jute fiber. There are no standard, no instrument in jute field, fiber field, and BIS has adopted, and around 40 units have been sold by different licenses. In 2021-22, cassava stake cutter planter export order of 175 machines have been received by the licensee, and plastic mulch layer come planted. It saves around 26 man-days per hectare. It is also licensed and being done as pad meter 2.0 means second version. 3 licenses are there. It is indigenous, and whatever SPAD meter were coming from USA and European country, they were more than 5 lakh, 6 lakh rupees. It is in thousands, maybe 20,000, 30,000 cost only. So it is now being licensed, being manufactured and available. And then most recently, biodegradable single-use plastic, that is film we have licensed to 2. And this is truly single-use plastic, 100% biodegradable, 80 to 90% biodegradability is there in 8 to 9 months. And it can help to the country, because now the single-use plastic is fully banned. And we are trying to manufacture and spread throughout the country as quickly as possible. Then, friends, I have told that central sector scheme, we are also involved badly, and the project were actually formulated, implemented, and these projects were selected by PMO after going through so many proposals from the whole world, you can say, because of the environment condition in Delhi, PMO was involved. And during these 4 or 5 years, we are involved in 2,13,000 equipment have been supplied under our supervision. 30,960 custom hiring centers were established in Punjab, Haryana, and Uttar Pradesh. Mobile app-based aggregator for custom hiring use have also been developed, and one central control room, that is call center, is also operated in IR under our supervision. And about 52% crops residue burning instances were reduced in 2019 as compared to that of the 2016 when project were conceived. And then under BIS altogether, we have made the 274. All the formality, approval, and checking of the standards are being done. And DG sir is the chairman of the FAD, so he approves finally after checking through our division and doing other official formality. Then this was surprise for me also, because in engineering, it is very difficult to get published in a paper in very high impact factor. And our scientists, I was very much happy, rather happiness was beyond bound, that our scientists are also publishing in NAS rating of 18.56. And many I have not put here because only 10 papers had to be given here. So 18.5 to 13.5. So 10 papers they have published in very high impact journal. And of course, some number of scientists are less in that. Now, achievements and their impact during the last 3 years, farm mechanization, friends, availability of farm increase, farm power availability from 0.3 kilowatt per hectare in 1960 to most recently it is 2.54 kilowatt per hectare is available. Overall farm mechanization in our country is now 47%, though we are much behind than China and Brazil. Overall mechanization level in major crop, you can see wheat is 69% mechanized, rice 50%, maize 45%, pulses 41%, oilseed 38%, cotton 35%, millet and sugarcane 33%. And recently, Department of Agriculture and Farmer Welfare have got third-party audits audited, and that report says that mechanization gives save seeds up to 15 to 20%, save fertilizer 15 to 20%, saves time 20 to 30%, reduces weeds in any crop 20 to 40%, means 50% you can say up to some cases maybe weeds are reduced. Reduces labor 20 to 30%, and even the germination of seeds increases 7 to 25%. And cropping intensity increases by 5 to 20%, and particularly more yield increases 13 to 23%. So if even 75% mechanization by 2047 is achieved, we can have food production about 400 million ton from keeping datum today, other than other factor keeping the constant. So we can conserve a lot of resources and we can protect the environment and do this. Many of you may not be knowing. That's why I have put this slide. More than 8 million tractors are in the field today. Total tractor production is 0.8 million. Annual sales of tractor in our country 0.8 million. Our power density was 0.3 kilowatt hectare. You may be knowing that Indian agriculture engineering actually started in 60s only. First college was opened in Allahabad Agriculture University in 1942. And after that, there are nothing. And one Pantnagar college came around the same period. And then actually momentum came in 60s. And in ICR, the college, first institute in CIE Bhopal, that was 1976. So actual research picked up in 1976 and onward, we can see. So the farm power is now 2.54. And economic impact, we see only 5 technology. 5 I have put here. Rupees 7,032 crores annually have been computed by our NIAP Institute. Then these are the 5. These are the 5: cono weeder, paddy drum seeder, inclined plate planter, animal drawn 3-row planter, twin hill planter, and these are coming to 7,032 crore per annum. Most recent data I have put here for post-harvest. Current study of NOPI indicates quantity post-harvest loss of 54 commodity is 68.9 million tons. 68.9 million tons we are losing, which is about 152,790 crore, 1 crore 52,790 crore annually. That is we are losing. That is around 2.35% of GDP. At current price of 22-23 Q1. The same study indicates that if we could not have done the research and infrastructure policy decision awareness program, then we could not have saved rupee 20,440 crore. So these 20,440 crore in last 6 years, means our last study by ICR was in 2015, 14-15. In these 6 years, technology intervention, awareness program, infrastructure have saved 20,440 crore annually are saving. So these are the impact of our work and also government policy infrastructure development. Just for information of the audience, because the whole system are sitting here, we are next exporter of agricultural machinery and implement also. India's export-import trade of agro-machinery has more than doubled from $611 million in 2008 to $1,301 million in 2017. India's export of agro-machinery increased from $743 million in 2013 to $829 million in 2017. CAGR is 1.2%. You will be surprised to know that US is the biggest importer of Indian agricultural machinery and implement, that is 18.4%. And then come to Bangladesh, Nepal, Turkey, and Sri Lanka. US continues to be the top exporting destination, and China has a major share among import destinations to our country. The tractor production already I have told. Our cotton ginning machine, one machine I have quoted here, export is around 300 crore annually, one ginning machine, only one ginning machine. Processed products have also increased by 20 to 30% in last few years, and adoption of technology, policy decision, infrastructure development are saving more than 30 million food annually. Then achievement, and the tractor drawn 6-row, few I have enumerated here, tractor drawn 6-row planted with fertilizer drill for millet multi-crop, because millet I have deliberately kept, because millet here we are going to celebrate, 5 licenses are there and very vigorously being sold all these machines. 2-row tractor drawn mechanical planter for sugarcane, but 3 licenses are there, 51 units have been sold and around 7,000 hectares have been covered. Nano cellulose parallel plant. It is first in Asia and 5th in the world, and used by most of the other organizations in the country at Silcott, Mumbai. Revival of natural colored cotton have been colored cotton were developed by our friends. Our friend issued was long back, but it was not picked up because of the lack of the technology, processing technology. So our Silcott, Mumbai revived that, and 9,000 meter fabric from naturally colored cotton was prepared to develop value-added products. And we gave those products, jackets and many other products to many ministries and dignitaries in ICR functions. Instrumental grading system for jute, fast, accurate, reliable. BIS has already adopted, more than 40 units supplied throughout the country. And another important, that is cotton pre-cleaner. This is very much required for mechanization of harvesting of cotton. Improves ginning efficiency, improving ginning efficiency of cotton commercialized and being used by mostly cotton industry throughout the country. One most important development, that is a calibration cotton. You may be knowing or not that in the world only 2 countries are supplying the calibration cotton, that is USA and India. In last 3 years, 545 containers of calibration cotton with rupees 5.15 lakh sold have been sold. Required for cotton fiber testing, saved foreign exchange worth rupees 6 lakh. Exported to many countries such as Bangladesh, Iran, and many African countries. Then 2021 3-row planter. Millet mill, 4 licenses are there, 355 users are there. Pneumatic planters, 5 licenses, several users are there. Mechanized package of rope making, 2 licenses are presently 10 users. One nation, one norm. This is a very important contribution for the country. We have given for management and determination of food grain storage losses in FCI and CWC. Whereas FCI is saving 539.4 crores annually according to their audit report. Annually, because they implemented one norm and around maybe 50 court cases on FCI. All those court cases were solved using this report, our scientific study, and giving the recommendation and formula to calculate the storage loss and charging from the employee or from others. In fact, Sathi, a user-friendly technology for improved rating of jute. More than 10,000 jute farmers have been have applied the technology and generated more than rupees 30 crore additional income because of that. A small scale lag processing unit, capacity of 100 kg, 3 licenses presently and 51 users, and dairy analog from groundnut and soybean. We have developed 19 licenses, small licenses are there, but 19. And then important development under AICR, that is called PKV Dal Mill. 5 licenses. I think this is very less number. It was old record with me. And more than 650 users are there. And it is being utilized. And now the new model has come with a multiple Dal can be milled and very small, less than 1 lakh cost, and any users, even single farmer can use. Then 21, 22, already I have told a SPAD meter, modular onion storage structures. One license is presently only, but it has potential to solve the onion storage problem. If any agency, we have approached to Ministry of Consumer Affairs to finance so that we can erect it and commission it at different onion growing state, and it may solve the problem of onion storage. Around 30 to 40% loss of onion storage is reduced. Drum type pneumatic planter, already I have told, biodegradable film, already I have told, it is real, it is actual replacement of single-use plastic. Black-based coating of citrus and other fruits for shelf-life extension. And Vivek thresher cum perler of millet, 2 licenses, 700 users, and on-farm turmeric boiler. I have 5 licenses, 165 presently users, and garlic bar breaker, 6 licenses, 200 users. And then, friends, some of the old development, I have put some technological milestone. Crop threshers, it came in 60, but it helped to make success the green revolution. Otherwise, all harvest and combined harvester. Recently, in 2022, this harvester actually saved the all wheats for harvesting because there was no labor in the fields. Then zero-till drill, direct seeded rice drill, laser-guided land laborer, modified happy seeders. All you know the modified happy seeders and super seeders. All are the breakthrough technology and very much utilized and being used for conservation agriculture, but never being acknowledged so much these equipment. But without these equipment, the conservation agriculture is not possible. Then energy revolutions, you may be knowing energy is very important nowadays. Energy and food and their supply chain. Large size 500 meter cube per day biogas plant were designed and licensed by our institute, and 15 persons were given the license. Production from near 0 megawatt in 2009 to 15 megawatt in 2022. We have achieved. And use of sugarcane for production of ethanol. You know the Gadkari Sahab, our honorable minister, how much behind this. And 20% blending of this is target by 2025. And I think we'll get, before that time, India is also becoming leader in generation and use of solar energy. And our institute in engineering, not only in the CIAE, but other institute where engineering wing are there, they are working, and very much our achievement is appreciable. Then jute and other natural fiber, field preparation, seeding, etc. operation are almost fully mechanized. Mechanization in primary processing is about 90% in jute and fiber crop. Recently, numerous value-added products of natural fibers have gained momentum in both national and export market. About 40% growth of jute and diversified product have been seen in last 3 years during the Corona Kal, you can say. Then protected cultivation, covered crop cultivation, you can also see that around 2.5 lakh hectare is there. And it was done by most of the engineers and also our AICRP on plastic culture. Now it has been renamed after review as a PCM. On an average, 80% area of protected cultivation is covered under plastic mulching and remaining under greenhouse, tunnel, shade net, and anti-hail net. Now, target products for next 3 years: unmanned ground vehicle for agriculture fields, digital weighing type lysimeter for irrigation seedling of different crops, tractor operated raised bed farmer come a small onion bulb planter, photoreactor for ethylene degradation, purified pellets for cotton stalks and other agro residues for use as a source of renewable energy, pilot plant for manufacturing carboxyl methyl guar gum derivatives, and encapsulation of ascorbic acid and probiotic bacteria using natural gum-based dietary fibers. And for 23-24, it is autonomous weeder for wide spread field crops. Already we have developed, but testing and multi-locations and other things are required. And unmanned aerial vehicle-based multi-spectral imagery and data-driven technology for irrigation, seedling, and water productivity in the fields. continuous edible filmmaking machine. We have to make unmanned rice transplanter, track type vehicle for a small farms, traceability system, sensor plus blockchain technology for banana, and then that can be replicated to many other horticulture crop also. Process for extraction of biomolecules from fruit and vegetable waste, substitute of natural nutraceutical. API is active pharmaceutical ingredient. Friends, you may be knowing that India is importing around 90% of API. From other country, and out of 90%, most of them are 80% are coming from China. And during the last Corona call, China was showing the eyes even for supplying the paracetamol. So our National Institute of Secondary Agriculture and other will devote most of the time to extract these nutraceutical and pharmaceutical and APIs from the crop residue and byproducts. Handheld cotton picking machine is also in our agenda, and then AI-based automatic jute grading system. Then for 24-25 brush type cotton harvester, process of hydrogen production from biomass. Our institute have already started working. Some breakthrough they have received, they have got, and much more work is required. So we can forget biogas, then we can produce the hydrogen from biomass as a green energy. Development of irrigation system suiting to small farmers, tractor operated whole cane harvester. It is under field study, and many places we have to test. Visual and X-ray based mango sorting and grading system. Defectless export of mangoes is possible. Histadine from Makhana kernel. You may be knowing, Makhana is known to be the very big commodity, indigenous commodity. It is having a lot of medicinal values. And histadine is one for allergy. So it will be substitute of AP, one of the API. Nano fertilizer and its targeted delivery system will be developed. Target technology for next 1 year, means coming year, you can say. Tractor operated raised bed farmer come a small onion bulb planter, tractor operated tobacco seedling transplanter, remote control self-propagated rice transplanter, yield estimation of orange using drone. Of course, sensor technology we have to apply for that. Sensor-based monitoring of banana transportation, production of mycelium-based packaging material using agricultural crop residues, buckwheat dehuller with improved efficiency. Again, this is a minor crop and very important. AI-based automatic jute grading system and decortication for multi-fiber extraction. So fiber extraction is a lot of water is required in jute, remi, flax. So we are developing a mechanical system so that water requirement for these may be zero or near to zero, very less. Then recent initiative in research, robotics and AI in both production and post-production agriculture. We have already many initiatives we have taken. Mechanization of horticulture crop and keeping in mind the hill crops, hydrogen production from biomass, UV-based irrigation seedling system development, tractor-operated whole cane harvester, automatic non-destructive quality and safety instrument system for fruit and vegetables. You may be knowing that this non-destructive system, particularly NIR and image analysis, X-ray, actually ICR brought first time at CFET Ludhiana in 2022, and now we are fully mature to give the commercial unit. Biopolymer-based coating formulation for import functionality or impart functionality to paper, building materials. This is again new initiative, may not be possible very soon, but we are planning to provide the concrete slab, rods, and whatnot from as a building material from natural fiber stem residue, for example, the pigeon, for example, Arhat dental, and cotton residue, and maybe the jute plant, dried jute plant. So those things we have already started, and some leads we have received. 3D food printing, alternative source of food. I am always embarking many times. that we have to search for alternative source of food, production of food by using machine and AI and so this is the one thing. And also I say that our people should start working on robotic animal, robotic cow. The one picture I have brought from some organizations, and this will be very much helpful also for transportation in difficult area, transportation for animal, for our army people. We can put a lot of loads and then it can transport to the army, just program it, and energy can be taken from the solar. Then sorting and grading machine, automatic, then X-ray systems. These are the in agenda, and it is not impossible. And then 3D food printing. Already we have started in CIE, Sirkat, and CFET Ludhiana, and we have put the proposal to NASF to give some funds, because initially it may be the costly and a sponsor mode. Then another new initiative, and I say personally that scientific society social responsibility and establishment of village economic zone. These are the some assumptions, and these are the six type of agro-processing centers can be developed, and each center can employ 20 youth. So if the village is having 200 family, each family may have one employee, and they will hardly require to go outside their village or their town. This plant is the protein isolate plant, which we have given the license. These are the model agro-processing centers. You may be knowing that ICR and AICRB-PH, it is the main organization which give the concept of agro-processing center. On that, the government of India, Ministry of Food Processing, has launched the new project also for financing to different one. And we are also approaching to finance to us. So these are the new concept, but this requires money. And we have the experience of setting up 300 agro-processing center. Out of that, around 260 is very much working. And no fund was given by the ICR, just by our scientific devotion and visiting to the field, visiting to the farmers. They have developed, they have invested their own money. So we think that with the help of the AICRP Center, also with the help of the Indian Society of Agricultural Engineers, who are having the 36 chapters in different states, we'll involve them and try to develop the village economic zone. And the concept is this: these are the village economic zone, means village APC, village, then finished product will go there, surplus from countryside. And here the principle is the minimum movement of the product, minimum movement of the raw material, so that carbon footprint in transportation can also be minimized. And state level storage durable should be there, district level warehouse, block level food bank, then panchayat level storage go down, grain, food bank. And I'm happy to tell today itself that cabinet note we have received to give our input in this aspect, that food grain storage system development under the Ministry of the Corporation. They have given, and we have given our input under this principle. Friends, you may be knowing that engineering is required, and much more high-fi engineering required in future. So we have put forth that establishment of National Institute of Agriculture, Robotics and AI is required. Though the government says that no more institute, but we have to think that some institute may require to close down if no more. But we have to work. ICR have to work. ICR have to develop the robotics and AI in agriculture and devoted institute. Then come the availability and utilization of budget in the last 3 years. You may see the table is red already. Face is red from 2019, 64 crore to 2022, it is 48 crore. So nothing to say. The table itself speaks. Then initiative for generation of money, that commercial testing we have intensified many equipment machinery, training of custom hiring of hard machinery, and sale of research prototype through PPC mode, sale of products will intensify internship development training, licensing of technology products, consultancy and contract research will increase, externally funded projects will increase, food testing, post-harvest testing of post-harvest machinery testing, and all those, whatnot is testing, training, consultancy, others. Here we have projected 14.8 crore annually we will try to generate, but this is a little bit higher side. In addition to that, already one new initiative we have taken with the help of the Honorable DG sir and all the functionary, that is finance and administration. The scheme we can say that the ROSE, renovate, operate, share and exit. We have signed MOU with a multinational company based in India, and they will renovate our dilapidated building in CI Bhopal and establish the modern training center for pharmacy. They will operate, and then the benefit will be shared by them both, the CIAE and also by the company. And whenever they want to exit after certain years based on our MOU, they can exit. Similar things I am proposing, that name can be told or modified. The I say aid, innovate together, share and exit. Means friends, what actually happened, whatever project we are bringing, our scientists are bringing, even those funds are very difficult to utilize in time-bound manner. So instead of that, we can rope up to the company to aid the instrument, infrastructure, laboratory to the institute, give the in terms of kind, and have an MOU. Then their industry people and our agriculture people here, the ICR scientists can do the research, innovate together. Then the IPR can be shared, and whenever, by that way our infrastructure will also improve. Our research translation will be very fast, and then the company, if you wish, as per MOU, can exit. But here again, we have to take the policy decision. And also I have already put the file to the PI, it is in ICR, our council, that startups by scientists on his own technology. You see, sir, what actually happens, we always ask our scientists that how many licenses. If they say 10, then we ask that how many have been sold. If they say that 100, then we ask that how many 100 people are users, what is the economic benefits? Means by anyhow, scientists has to be behind their technology, even after licensing. So why not we should allow them to open their own startups and do everything, and based on the policy decision we have to decide, and they can generate the fund for ICR also, and they will also be more happy to generate more income for themselves using their own technology. So these three are the idea which I put forth to the honorable DG sirs and all the officials. We can discuss on that and do this. Initiative to reduce the expenditure. So already reduced from 64 crore in 2019 to 48 crore in 2022 to 23. And even though our institute has taken some steps, some I have enumerated here. These are the things, but some more session to reduce the expenditure of the ICR. Let scientists operate their own funds. Let scientists operate their own funds. Whatever externally funded funds comes, whatever way they want to use, utilize that, they should be responsible for that, for producing the output of that project. Reduction in non-scientific staff, slowly, as mostly international students. One thing what I see, we all go on training to different developed country, but very 10% or 20% translate those training here. And many of us have seen that, for example, University of Wisconsin are having the faculty of agriculture very big, pioneer faculty of agricultural engineering, and the whole faculty are having only three administrative staff, a supporting staff, we can say, to facilitate the paper here and there, no decision making. So can ICR think towards that? Because presently also what I have seen in an institute level, that most of the procurement, scientists have to do everything, even making the comparative statement and making the whatnot, everything. So if we reduce those staffs Slowly, a lot of salary amount can be reduced. As Madam FA yesterday was telling to how to reduce the salary amount. This is the one way. And ICR can think of one voluntary scheme, a voluntary retirement scheme. Then also for AICRP, I suggest, and I am suggesting since 3-4 years, that instead of giving the salary scientists, then ICR do the CRP mode, no salary, only few SRF, few contractual, and same centers, and slowly you have to move toward that. Commitment is various form to SAUs, and should be reduced to bare minimum. Many times we compare ourselves with the CSIR, ICMR, but do they also finance to medical colleges? Do they also finance to other general universities? I hardly think no. We have to reduce it to bare minimum to make our. अपना घर में खाना है नहीं, लेकिन हम दूसरे को बहुत परोस रहे हैं. We have to think towards that. Proposed collaboration. These are the industries with whom we are proposing collaborations. Around 14 industry, 107 lakh are proposed in the next 1 or 2 years we can get, and we will be doing. But a lot of industry are lobbying us to do research. Together we will fund, but it is very difficult even to get the MOU approved in the council level. Though I personally believe that I pursue the case as much as possible as anyone can do. Challenges faced by the SMD. Sir, everyone talk. Expectation is very high. Human and capital resources are bigger. Even in the ICR system, only 1/28, 1/20 is the strength of engineering scientists. More allocation and make free to earn and use. Make free to earn and use, then probably the expectation can be met very fast. Lack of trained manpower in technology, modern technology. Whatever graduates are coming, our syllabus, I have talked to Honorable DDG sir also, DDG education also. The drastic changes in the syllabus of undergraduate and postgraduate also training curriculum are required, but hardly being done. That I have put forth in the file also, that Dean's committee has to be reoriented for making our manpower, particularly students, ready for use, and updating. Updating should be very fast. That is weak delivery points at a state, district level, block level. You see, everyone wants that KVK, everyone wants that mechanization should be at block level, village level, and district level. But no one wants to put the agricultural engineer, agronomist, soil scientists, who and other disciplines, maybe some other science people are demonstrating the machine. And you see, everyone can do any work, but some can do better works. Can ICR think at least whatever ICR KVK is there, at least one agricultural engineer should be made mandatory in our KVK to accelerate the thing and do the things in better way. Exclusive licensing of technology. Since 6 years, our SMD is barking for this, but no policy decision, nothing is being taken, and that needs to be seen. Our two institutes are 100 years old now. Their infrastructure are 100 years old. How many of you can believe that even our one institute is using one instrument, high-end instrument of 100-year-old instrument? And ICR and council, we are not able to get so much money. Engineering is 100% fund-oriented, but here we see that Savdhan 20%. So that is the problem. One-time grant of 100 crore to each should be given to both the institute. That is NISA, now it is NISA, Ranchi, and Sirkat, Mumbai. 2024 is the 100th year, century year of that. But hardly there are buildings. If you visit the NISA, Ranchi, buildings are collapsing, but hardly money is there to repair it. For making our work more effective, I am proposing 2 national committees based on our experience with the one national committee working group for storage food grains. Since 4 or 5 years, our previous DDG has found, and that fruits that were very fruitful. So National Committee on Post-Harvest Engineering Technology, comprising of all DDG and his representatives, some director, we can prioritize 1 or 2 projects based on that committee and then work together and finalize, and one national working group of NIR in agriculture. So this NIR in agriculture was brought by me, I can say, at CFET Ludhiana in 2000. And this, I say, it is a magic box for agriculture, whether it is pre-agriculture, which is post-agriculture, it is soil, it is water. And ICR are very poor manpower. Whoever are publishing paper, that is good. But translation required, the involvement of a startup, involvement of company. So these 2 groups we are making, we will may have 2-3 meetings and then targeted output for this working group. And we propose from this assembly and they work on this direction. Then general suggestion for all the institute. Friends, the first points of Honorable PM given, 17 points given to our Honorable DG sir, was first point, last sentence was ICR should bring changes in work direction, what was also work direction according to the changing times. This was I took this is a very important sentence. So I personally think that ICR really need to change the direction of working. We have worked too much now, the development of variety for productivity, productions, etc. Can ICR think how to bring the moratorium on development of variety only for the production and productivity? Instead of that, ICR should work on development of variety of national problem. For example, India is hungry for energy. So if the one variety of rice is developed, quick cooking rice, we have one variety in Assam, which hardly require any cooking. Can ICR make a one variety which can reduce the cooking time from 20 minutes to 5 minutes? See, imagine how much gas LPG will be saved in that. And country may save a lot of foreign currency in that.
Dr. Jha, we need to conclude now.
Yes, sir, final.
Yeah.
Easily machine harvestable, processable, one-time flowering, fruiting machines for commercial, for mechanization, then crop canopy management, post-harvest life, and in use should be seen. And then climate resilient agriculture should also, technology should see the floods and the storms. Biofortified varieties are, as per my as a food scientist, should be recommended looking after the RDA, not as such as a common food. Automation and mechanization, sensor technology are need of the hour and more so in future. Each and every project should calculate that how much carbon emission shall be reduced by the developed technology and how shall it help to country to become carbon neutral by 2070. General suggestions are last slide. This distribution of institute. Major purpose is to assemblies. Purpose is to monitor the technological and project scientifically. So this is a time to see that which institute is more suitable for which assembly, not based on only the official work, file moving and this, that. That is very much required. ICR has a lot of reform having time. This is also required. Work allocation, credit sharing. Many times I have seen that right people, right scientists, right group are not allocated the right job, right project. That has to be seen. Policy making for a startup, burden of much reporting should be reduced by the scientists. Non-scientific reporting, for example, Swachhta Mission, Cultural Ministry report, Vigilance Awareness report, RTI, special campaign, lot of coming out. We are engaging our scientists, head of the departments and many more. Can it be given, nodal officer to the non-scientific staff? To reduce expenditure at headquarters, reduce of tour travels, other expenditure by non-scientific staff and their essentiality should be reviewed. Some independent ADGs may be attached with the relevant division, then probably much more work may be possible. ICR should impress upon the government for separate GFR, for the scientific institution with the help of PSA and the other such a biggest body. Mechanism to be developed to get endorsement of concerned division of technology being commercialized, licensed, highlighted by institute falling under other division. We have seen many times that that is a very initial type of technology is being highlighted by the bigger institute, and scientifically that is not sustainable many times. So it is better that it should go through the concerned division. Mechanism should be developed to recognize scientists for excellent publications, commercializations. Legal cell mechanism for infringement, copy of our IPR enabled technology need to be established. We are patenting, we are commercializing, simultaneously people are also copying, but we don't have an ICR to sue the company or individual who are copying without taking the license from our institute. Procedural efficiency enhancement, getting data from the office and identifying the section where files remain longest and the shortest duration. Can ICR give a call with some media agency help to reduce consumption of 1 gram edible oil per person per day to make India self-reliant in oil seed very quickly with better health? This call is just like eat right, FSSI given. Can ICR take the lead and think on that? Finally, there is an appeal, sir. Annang Brahma Raso Vishnu Bhokta Devo Maheswara Annang Doso Na Lipate Annam Grahanam Param Dharmam Annam Na Nindayat Tad Bratam. Grain is the Brahma and juice and Rashi is the Vishnu and Bhokta, the people are the Dev Maheshwar. We should never find out any fault in the food. We should keep the Param Dharma as a Sangrah, means the saving of the grain. We should never think to tell about any bad thing. We think many times, Udaman hi siddhanti karjana manvartha. नई सुप्त सिंहस्य परविशन मुखे मिर्गा. सोचते रहने से काम सिद्धि नहीं होता है. हमें मनोरथ रखने से नहीं होगा. हमें अब एक्ट करने की टाइम है. This is the time to act. I personally believe the present DG sir can act very fast and things will be done. And जैसे सिंह सोया हुआ सिंह के मुंह में मृग का प्रवेश नहीं हो सकता है, तो हमें एक्ट करने की जरूरत है बहुत फास्ट. Otherwise, other people may take the agriculture more faster than us. Thank you very much, sir, for giving some more extra time.
Thank you very much, Dr. Jha. Friends, if I have to summarize in one line, I would certainly say this is a very passionate and sincere presentation. Very passionate as well as sincere presentation. I'm sure Dr. Jha might have spent a lot of time in coming out with some of the very innovative ideas, particularly from the administration front, how to generate more resources, how to reduce cost, how to improve work efficiency, and several others. I'm not going to repeat each and every one of those. And all of you have seen how agricultural mechanization in the country, starting from 1960s, when it started, till today, when India has become a net exporter of many of our agricultural machineries. I also compliment the whole SMD, all the institutes, all the scientists working in the field of agricultural engineering for coming out with very good technologies, also very good publications, which were surprising for even Dr. Jha. But I was not so surprised, because I know many of the agriculture engineers who are doing fantastic jobs, and I also know the quality of their publications. And also, Dr. Jha, some of your very innovative ideas, including ROAC, ROAC, AIAC, and so on. So I'm not going to repeat all of them. Also, your suggestion for RNN use, and several others. Let's see how best we'll be able to internalize all of this, but your suggestions are certainly welcome. Now, I would request all our colleagues, and today I can see when the whole full screen is open, and I am seeing in the gallery mode, I can see a very large number of scientists from almost every institute. In some of the institutes, the whole hall is full, and this shows the interest of our colleagues to such kind of innovative presentation, which shows us or gives us some idea of how to go forward, And of course, certainly what Dr. Jha concluded at the end with the Sanskrit, the two Sanskrit slokas he said. One is, of course, about Anna, that we should not be discriminating Anna, that is good or bad. And then finally, what he said is very true for all of us, not only while serving ICR, but also even in our day-to-day life, that Uddamena hi siddhanti karyani namanorathai, nahi suptasya singhasya pravishyanti mukhe mrika. And that's very pertinent for all of us. And that is the time that we really have to now act. So now let us listen some of the suggestions and observations. If any one of you would like to give to Dr. Jha or also to the whole ICR system, we are open for your observations, of your comments and suggestions. My request will be to please raise your hand so that I will be able to identify you, and then I will be able to request you to present your views and observations. Anybody would like to start by raising his or her hand?
Motihari.
Okay. Yes. So let me first go to IIHR Bangalore.
From IHR Bangalore. Sir, I have one small suggestion, sir. If of course I am on the verge of retirement, but many of the technologies are coming very well from ICR, and of course it is taken by some few entrepreneurs. But what I suggest is, if you give this sort of a sabbatical leave to the scientists, they themselves can try the technologies and they will be more confident in bringing out the technologies. In fact, this was there for last few years back. It was mooted to give a sabbatical leave to the scientists to bring out their technologies in a sort of, like commercialization. But that was not there, that has not come. Because it is there in other countries, sir. I was in South Korea for 2 years, where professors was entitled to bring out their technologies in the campus itself in a sabbatical leave. So this is my suggestion, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Saab. I think this is very good suggestion. We can certainly think about it. So thank you very much. May I request Dr. Agrawal now?
Sir, not any comment. I just want to compliment Dr. Jha.
Sure.
That he has given so much input and so much efforts he has put in this. My only suggestion is, my request rather, not a suggestion, that is it possible that the wonderful work has been done by your institute, and I know CI Bhopal is already part of the degree program being offered by IRA. The other institutes also can be immediately requested if they can start, because it's a time for the, sir, IoT-based solutions, for the AI applications, for all the Internet of Things, everything. So because they are doing already, so the students can be benefited by associating with those institutes. And but for that, again, sir, as Dr. Jha has told, we require a lot of then funds, creation of hostels. Already IIHR is facing a lot of problem for not having this hostel and other things. But that somewhere we have to plan, sir. If we have to really move towards this implementation of NEP, though I will be presenting these things during my presentation. But because I thought it apt to make a request that if it is possible in the existing resources or with little bit of more resources, I think that can be a very good impact of these great institutes. So my compliments again to Dr. Jha and all the directors, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Agrawal. Thank you very much. Before anyone else raises hand there, let me also share with you one or two pertinent information. Friends, of course, we have been talking much about how to raise fund and also how to reduce expenditure, which is certainly important. All of you will accept this one. But let me also share with you that 3 days back, I had a meeting with Secretary Expenditure, and two positive things have come out of that. In our RE stage, B and RE revised estimate, we could get around 138, around 150 crores additional money for this year in the RE stage. And in the next year B stage, next year B, we have got around 1,000 crores additional money. So next year B with 1,000 crore additional money, and also another around 450 crores or so, which was due for ICAR from the NAHEP scheme. Till now, ICAR was spending its own money to fund the NAHEP scheme, but now that money, which was given by World Bank at some point of time, will be given back to ICAR. So that money also will be coming. So with this, our financial situation is certainly going to improve, but that doesn't mean, and I repeat, that doesn't mean that our efforts for resource generation and also our efforts to reduce unnecessary expenditure wherever it is possible, our efforts should continue with more vigor, with more sincerity. And today, Dr. Jha has also given some of the very good suggestions. We shall certainly discuss all of these suggestions. As I told you at the beginning only, all these presentations being made by our DDGs and also subsequently will be made by our Secretary ICAR, FA, DARE, and also the DGs of several other science departments. We will be discussing all of these in totality once the presentations are over, and then certainly we shall take step to implement those which will be possible for us. Now let's go to Ninfet. Yes, you please unmute yourself and then make your observation.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
This is Dr. Lakshmikant Nayak working at Principal Practice at ICAR Kolkata.
Sure.
First of all, it's a very good presentation from SMD Dr. SMD. But what actually I want to say, sir, this is it may not be directly in connection with SMD engineering, but certainly for the system, ICAR system in general. So sometimes it comes to my mind as I am associated with transfer of technology division, that most of the institutions in ICAR now they are gradually opening up their display some sales counters at their respective places. Suppose in India we have a display of sales counter for new products, some other organizations having horticulture products, other products. So my suggestion or my observation is that why not in our ICAR, like in our large complex, we have the entire display of the products for all the organizations at a single place, so that the outside world can see the entire development of the ICAR in a single place. We have different things at a single place in ICAR system, but why not the counter or the display center for in the complex, so that at a single place one can observe or one can see the entire products are happening in the system of ICAR. This is one of my suggestions, sir. Another, sir, one thing which I have observed in my 50 years of career, that we have heard sometimes that going foreign for presentation of paper or any sort of thing, the system is going to be easier, means getting permission from the headquarters or from the, and certainly sometimes back we have heard that our director has the last permission or the authority to give us the permission to go to outside like that. So is it possible, sir, to making it somewhat easier so that it will be lucrative for the new scientists or for all the scientists to get to go to abroad? So these are two of my suggestions, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Saab. I think this is a very good suggestion, and let us explore it. I think this can be done. This is doable kind of thing. Certainly, at every institute, we almost have the facilities, but at the headquarter, not headquarter. I mean, in Delhi somewhere also this arrangement can be made. So thank you very much. If you can send me maybe a brief note of say one paragraph, few lines of exactly how this program can be implemented, that will be really useful. You please send a copy to Dr. Jha also.
Yes,
so that
we'll match together. I will send you concept.
right. Yeah. So that we'll be able to discuss it and then take some action on this. Thank you very much. May I now request Dr. Abhijit Kaur? Abhijit, please unmute yourself.
Sir, I just wanted like a small request. This is regarding procurement through GEM. This is regarding procurement through GEM. Sir, even CSIR, it seems, have got an exemption from purchase through GEM. It is becoming extremely difficult to adhere to the GEM purchase procedure in the research organizations. One is we are unable to get the desired quality materials through GEM. Second is
Yes, Abhijit, this point was discussed at the very highest level, at the level of PMO. So not below PMO, and also with the PSA, Principal Secretary, Scientific Advisor to Honorable Prime Minister. And at the end of the day, somehow the things were not in favor of giving kind of relaxation for procurement of scientific equipment. Now they say that things have improved a lot and there is opportunity of doing that. So that is what actually the information which was transferred from that particular meeting. But if anything is happening with CSIR, because CSIR DG was also present in that particular meeting. So this is the stage. Friends, let me introduce Dr. Abhijit Kar. Dr. Abhijit Kar is our newly appointed director of not new institute, very old institute, but newly renamed actually. It is secondary agriculture, in terms of secondary agriculture, and his role on secondary agriculture is going to be very, very important. So Abhijit, congratulations, and also thank you for this suggestion. Now,
Thank you, sir.
let me go back to my earlier institute, Niyazam Baramati, and Dr. Jagdish Rane is waiting there. Dr. Rane, over to you.
Thank you, sir. Am I audible?
Yes.
Sir, it was a really very nice presentation, an eye-opener for the scientists other than the engineering. So everyone should be proud of the achievement. One point DDG engineering widely put is about the AMC and maintenance of the instrument and all. So that should be taken care, and there should be a mechanism for that one. And our engineering group should focus not only on the agriculture instruments, but also other structures and other like instruments which scientists are using. We should not depend on Germany or any other imported material, imported instrument. We should reach that one, and that will make us self-dependent, and that will align with Make in India and all those programs. That's one suggestion. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Rane, for these very useful suggestions. I think every institute might be facing similar kinds of issues, and this will be really useful. Thank you very much. May I now go to CICR, Nagpur, Dr. Prasad.
Sir, I just a very excellent presentation from our Honorable DDG Engineering and CICR Nagpur, two institutes which are closely working from the engineering division, SIPCOT Mumbai and CIE Bhopal. We are closely working with them. My suggestion is about the mechanization of cotton picking and seed to harvest, especially pneumatic planters that develop. But regarding the mechanization part, the emphasis has been, which I have seen from the presentation, is that handheld pickers and then brush stripe mechanical harvester. I think we recently also had an interface meeting with all the stakeholders. I think we need to work in public-private partnership, especially in bringing out the mechanical harvesting in cotton. This is a very dire need now, as we are many farmers, the labor cost is increasing, and so much is to be done. 7 years back, CICR also worked along with the public-private partnership, but we could not come up with only a prototype we could come up. But we need to again enter into a public-private partnership with some domestic companies which are doing, and we need to make quick progress. So I request that the division may take up this particular mechanization aspect of cotton picking in a fast track mode. So this is my request. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Prasad. Friends, this is an excellent point. And let me also take this opportunity to request you, whenever our DDGs will be making presentation, if any of our institute or KVKs or university think that this particular institute should do something for them, very specific, not a very general one. But if your institute, your KVK is looking for something, say for today's matter, any specific equipment you are looking for, which is not available, and you think that probably our SMD on agricultural engineering should be working on that, should be developing those kinds of equipment. you please let us know. You please send a mail to the concerned DDG or ADG with a copy to me also, because we will be really very, very happy to work on those. So one of the purposes of this meeting is also to get your feedback of what exactly your requirements are from a particular SMD. So Dr. Prasad, thank you very much for raising and then for identifying this specific requirement. Any other observation, any other suggestion from anybody? Okay, if not, we should be concluding this meeting. Friend, our next presentation, Dr. Agrawal, Dr. R.C. Agrawal, if you are with us, I requested you to make your presentation day after tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
But then day after tomorrow is Saturday, and our colleagues should not feel that we declare Saturday as holiday and then we are asking them to again come back and join for presentation. Will it be possible for you to make the presentation tomorrow at 4:30?
Sir, tomorrow नहीं sir. सर वो ज्ञानोत्सव भी चल रहा है सर, वहाँ भी है, उसके लिए भी
ओके, कोई बात नहीं देन
सैटरडे भी सर हो सकता है ऐसा. I think our persons are very proactive and they can.
नहीं बिल्कुल हो सकता है, but then
सैटरडे में प्रॉब्लम होगा, जो 300 है, ज्यादातर लोग घर से
राइट.
सर हम जूम लाइसेंस दे देंगे, अपडेट करा दिया उसको हमने.
कितने तक किया? 1000
का हो जाएगा,
फिर तो हो जाएगा.
So friends, all of you are here. We will not be able to take everybody's comment. But you can raise your hand. Will it be okay if we have the next lecture day after tomorrow at 4:30? Will it be okay? You can raise your hands. We can see this. Okay. Okay. Very good. I think so. So Dr. Agrawal, the vote is in your favor, it seems. So we shall have the next presentation day after tomorrow at 4:30. You can take rest, and then after taking a good rest, you can join. And of course, if you feel, because this is going to be on education, and education, it is everybody's business. There is no specificity, no engineering, no breeding, no soil science, no agronomy, nothing. Everything is included in education. So even if you feel that you would like to join with your family, maybe if your sons, if your daughters are studying, you can also join that. It might be a little bit more informative even for them also to know what ICAR is doing in the field of agricultural education. So Dr. Agrawal, it will be giving a very good opportunity for you also to reach not only to every scientist, not only to every staff of ICAR, but also to their family members. So friends, with this,
sir, I just want to say that we will have two kind of participants.
Okay.
One will be the panelists and another will be the attendees. And
right.
Any attendee can be promoted as a panelist also.
Very
so
good.
300 panelists and 1000 will be the attendees. So total
Okay.
1300 persons.
Oh, very good.
Very
good.
Sir, one more point, sir.
Yes, Dr. Rai.
Joining will be there on first come first serve basis, basically, because
Sure.
we have large number of scientists. So those who join early, so they will be.
नहीं, लेकिन राय साहब ये 1000 में तो हो जाएंगे, सभी हो जाएंगे.
नहीं सर, हमारे पास कम से कम 5000 साइंटिस्ट हैं. अगर एवरीबडी wants to join, then it will be a problem.
5000 तो कभी नहीं आएंगे.
चलिए, कोई बात नहीं, देख लेते हैं, ठीक है. लेकिन Dr. Agrawal, my request will be to keep your presentation limited to 35 to 40 minutes.
Sir.
And so this is my request to the speaker, and also keep it little bit general so that everybody will be able to appreciate and make their contributions. And my request to the participants, the attendees, is that you please join in time. If it is 4:30, please try to join at least 5 minutes before, so that all of you can attend the presentation from the very beginning. Today, I could see that people were joining even after half an hour or so. That doesn't make much sense out of it, because by half an hour, Dr. Jha almost finished his main points of presentation. So let us try to join in time, preferably 5 minutes before the commencement of the presentation. So with this, I thank each and every one of you. But
Sir, one more point, sir. One
yes,
more
Dr.
point.
Yes, Rai sahab, bataiye.
They should write the institute name in front of their name. Those who are joining, otherwise it is a problem.
Right. I think this is very important point that you please write your name and also the name of the institute for which you belong. That will give us a little bit authenticity that you are a staff of ICR or your family member of that. So you please do that. And before we conclude, may I request Dr. P.K. Agrawal, our ADG Technical Coordination, to please propose a vote of thanks to Dr. Jha and all the participants. Over to Dr. Agrawal, please.
Thank you so much for this occasion for me to offer a vote of thanks. I profusely thank you for chairing this presentation, and you are so positive and guiding everybody and giving occasion to listen and discuss. We are from ICR family. We are very much thankful to you, sir, for this occasion. And this is one of the best way to listen from all the SMD and administration, finance, everybody. It is a very new beginning, and thank you very much for that. I'm thankful to today's speaker, Dr. Jha. He is known for his expressions, whether as a ADG or as a principal scientist or as a DDG, he talks his mind always. And today also, we could see that he was very clear in his mind that what he wants to speak. You may like or may not like, but he makes his presence felt always, sir. So thank you, Dr. Jha, for making such an excellent presentation. Of course, the point has to be discussed, whether which is acceptable to ICR, which is not acceptable to ICR, is a different point. But thank you for making the point coming to the forefront. I'm thankful to all the participants, all the directors, their staffs, all the ICR headquarters colleagues, all the esteemed DDGs, ADGs, and everybody, all the scientists. And one more group who make questions, observations, points. Thank you very much, because it is your point that will bring some kind of thinking process or making a wave of thinking to make something crystallizing in future. And as DG sir already told earlier, after we all listen to your presentation, we make a proceeding overall, have a discussion, and sir, whatever then you decide to take forward, it will be decided. So again, thank everybody, whosoever I missed. Thank you everybody for making a contribution to this discussion. It is a beginning and it is not the end. So we'll go on doing it. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you, Dr. Agrawal. Thank you, Dr. Jha.
Thank you, sir, for giving this opportunity.
Thank you, Dr. Jha. It was really very nice to listen to your presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.